What in God's name is going on?
RAGAD Pt2.
What is it all up to?
Can't you guess?
Are you addressing me?
Is there anyone else?
Who?
How would I know?
Why do you ask?
What's the matter with you today?
Was that rhetoric?
No.
Statement. Too old. Game point.
What are you driving at?
When?
What?
Are you deaf?
Am I dead?
Yes or no?
Is there a choice?
Is there a God?
Found non sequitur 3, 2, 1, game all.
What is your name?
What's yours?
I asked first.
Statement 1 love.
What is your name when you're at home?
What's yours?
When I'm at home?
Is it different at home?
What home?
Haven't you got one?
Why do you ask?
Before?
What is your name?
Repetition to love match for
Who in God's name do you think you are?
Referee, game, and match. What's it going to end?
That's the question.
It's all questions.
Do you think it matters?
Doesn't it matter to you?
Why should it matter?
What does it matter why?
Doesn't it matter why it matters?
What's the matter with you?
Doesn't matter.
What's the game?
What are the rules? Frozen Cross! There, how's that?
Clever.
On your head?
I take my hat off you.
Shake.
Now I'll try you. Yeah?
No. Catch me unawares.
Ready?
Now, don't be stupid! Guild! What? Consistency is all I ask.
Immortality is all I see.
Give us this day our daily wheat.
Who was that?
Didn't you know him?
He didn't know me.
He didn't see you.
I didn't see him.
We shall see. I hardly knew him. He's changed.
You could see that.
Transformed.
How do you know?
Inside and out.
I see.
He's not himself.
He's changed.
I could see that. Lean would afflict him.
Me?
Him.
How?
Question and answer. Old ways are the best ways.
He's changed.
You question, I'll answer.
He's not himself. You know.
I'm him, you see.
Who am I then?
You're yourself.
And he's you?
Not a bit of it.
Are you afflicted?
That's the idea. Shall we begin?
How should I begin?
Address me.
My dear Gilderston.
You've forgotten, haven't you?
My dear Rosencrantz.
I don't think you quite understand. What we are attempting here is a hypothesis in which you ask me questions while I answer for him.
Ready?
You know what to do?
What?
Are you stupid?
Pardon?
Are you deaf?
Did you speak?
Not now.
Statements!
Not now! Find any doubts or rather hopes, they are dispelled. What could we possibly have in common except our situation?
Should we go?
Where?
Ah, you pretend. You mean you pretend to be him, and I ask you questions.
Very good.
You had me confused.
I could see I had.
How should I begin?
Address me.
My honored lord.
My dear Rosencrantz.
Am I pretending to be you then?
Certainly not. If you like. Shall we continue?
Question and answer. My honored lord.
My dear fellow.
How are you?
Afflicted.
Really? In what way?
Transformed.
Inside or out?
Both.
I see. Not much news there.
Go into details. Probe the background. Establish the situation.
So your uncle is the king of Denmark?
And my father before him?
And his father before him?
No. My father before him.
But surely...
You might well ask.
Let me get straight. Your father was king, you were his only son. You come back. You are his heir, your father dies, your uncle becomes king?
Yes.
Unorthodox.
Undid me.
Undeniable. Where were you?
In Germany.
A Spatian then.
He slipped in.
Which reminds me,
Well, it would.
I don't want to be personal.
It's common knowledge.
Your mother's marriage.
He slipped in.
I thought he was too warm.
So is hers.
extraordinary.
Indecent.
Hasty.
Suspicious.
It makes you think.
Don't think I haven't thought of it.
Adds up. Would you go so far?
Never!
To sum up, your father, whom you love, dies. You are his heir. You come back to find out Hadley was the corpse cold before his young brother popped onto his throne and into his sheets, thereby finding both legal and natural practice. Now, why exactly are you behaving in this extraordinary manner?
I can't imagine. But all that is well known, common property. Yet he sent for us, and we did come. We're here.
I hear bands.
Rosencrantz? Guildenstern? Don't you discriminate at all?
What?
Go and see if he's there.
Who?
There!
He's here.
What's he doing?
Talking?
To himself? Is he alone?
No.
Then he's not talking to himself, is he?
Not by himself. Should we go?
Why? They have us marked now.
For you, yourself, sir, should be as old as I am. If like a crab, you could go backwards.
Though this be madness, yet there is method in it. Will you walk up here, my lord?
Into my grave.
Indeed, that's out of the air. I will take my leave of you, my lord.
No, there's nothing you could take from me which I would more willingly part with all. Except my life. Except my life. Except my life.
Very well, my lord. You go to see Lord Hamlet. There is.
Good, my lord.
My most honored lord!
My most dear lord.
Oh, my excellent good friend! Have us not Guildenstern! Oh, Rosencrantz! Oh, good lad, how do you both?
It's blood. There is something in it more than natural. If philosophy could take it out.
Ah, there are the players.
Gentlemen, you're welcome in Arsenal. Your hands come then. The impertinence of welcome is both in fashion and ceremony. Let me comply to you in this garb, lest my extent for the players, which I must say shows fairly outwards, be more like entertainment than yours. You are welcome. Oh, but my uncle, father, and aunt mother are deceived.
In what, my lord?
And but my north-northwest. But when the wind is southerly, I know a hawk from a handsaw.
Well, be with you, gentlemen.
Mark you, Guildenstern. And you too. At each era here, the great baby you see over there is not yet out of swelling clouds.
I have news to tell you, my lord.
I have news to tell you, my lord. When Lucius was active in Rome.
The actors are come either, my lord.
Oh, Buzz! Buzz!
Yes?
What?
I thought you.
No. I think we could say that went rather well.
You think so?
I think we can say that.
I think you can say you made us ridiculous.
We played it close to the chest, of course.
Question and answer all the way to the best ways. He was scoring off with so loud that
He may have caught us on the wrong foot once or twice, but I think we gained some ground.
he murdered us.
He might have had the edge.
27 to 3. And you think he might have had too much? He murdered us.
What about our evasions?
Oh, our visions were lovely. What you sent for, he says, my lord, who is sent for. I didn't know what to do with myself.
He had 6 rhetoricals.
Those questions and answer, right? 27 questions he got us in 10 minutes and answered 3. I was waiting for him to delve. When is he going to start delving? I asked myself.
And 2 repetitions.
Hardly didn't question between us.
We got his symptoms, didn't we?
Half of what he said meant something else, and the other half didn't mean anything at all.
Thwarted ambition, a sense of grievance. That's my diagnosis.
6 rhetoricals and 2 repetitions, mean 19 of which we answered 15. And what did we get in return? He's depressed. Their marks of grievance, and his value in a nutshell, some shadow play by the nature of ambition which never brought down to cases, and finally, one direct question which might have led somewhere, and identified to his illuminating claims to a heart from a handsaw.
When the wind is southerly,
And when the weather is clear,
and when it isn't, he can?
he's at the mercy of the elements. Is that southerly?
I wouldn't say so. It doesn't look southerly. What made you think so?
I didn't say I think so. Could be northerly for all I
No, I wouldn't say so.
Aren't you going to be dogmatic?
Wait! We came from roughly south, according to a rough map.
I see. Well, which way did we come in?
In the morning, the sun would be in the east. I think we can assume that.
That is morning.
If it is, and the sun is over there, then that would be northerly. However, if it is not, and the sun is over there, then that would still be northerly. To put it another way, if we came from down there and it's morning, then the sun would be over there. But if the sun was actually over there and it's morning, then you must have come from down there. But if that is south and the sun is over there, then it's the afternoon. However, if none of these is true,
Why don't you go and have a look?
pragmatism? Is that all you have to offer? You seem to have absolutely no conception of where we stand. And you won't find the answer written down for you in the bowl of a compass, I can tell you that. You can never tell us far north anyways. It's probably dark out there.
I merely suggest that the position of the sun, if it is out, will give you a rough idea of the time. Alternatively, the clock, if it is going, would give you a rough idea of the position of the sun. I forget what you're trying to establish.
I'm trying to establish the direction of the wind.
There isn't any wind. Dropped, yes?
Then its origin. Trace it to its source, and it might give us a rough idea of the way we came in, which might give us a rough idea of south, for further reference.
It's coming right through the floor. That can't be south, can it?
That's not a direction. Lick your toe and wave around a bit.
I think you should have to lick it for me.
I'm prepared to let the whole matter drop.
Well, I don't lick yours, of course.
No, thank you.
I'll even wave it around.
So what in God's name is wrong with you?
Just being friendly.
Somebody might come in. That's what we're counting on, after all, ultimately.
Perhaps they've all trampled each other to death in the rush. Give them a shout. Something provocative intrigue them.
Wheels have been set in motion which have their own pace, to which we are condemned. Each move is dictated by the last one. That is the meaning of order. If we start being arbitrary, it'll just be a shambles. Or at least, let us hope so. Because if we, for a second, discovered, or even happened to suspect, that our spontaneity was a part of their order, we would know that we were lost. A Chinaman of the Tang dynasty, and by which definition a philosopher, once dreamed he was a butterfly. And from that point onwards, he could never be quite sure he was not a butterfly dreaming it was a Chinese philosopher. Envy him in his twofold security. Where?
It's all right. I'm demonstrating the misuse of free speech to prove that it exists. Not a minute. They should burn to death in their shoes.
What was it?
What?
Heads or tails?
Oh, I didn't look.
Yes, you did.
Quite right, it rings a bell.
What's the last thing you remember?
I don't wish to be reminded of it.
We cross our bridges when we come to them and burn them behind us, with nothing to show for our progress except the smell of smoke and the presumption that our eyes once watered.
Double bluff.
Follow him first. We'll hear a play tomorrow. Just tell him we go first.
Could you play The Murder of Gonzaga?
Aye, my lord.
Very well. We'll have it tomorrow night. You could for me study a few dozen or 16 lines which I would lay down and insert into it. Could you not?
Aye, my lord.
Very well. Follow the Lord and look, you mock him not. My good friends,
I shall leave you till tonight.
Go back and Arsenal.
Good, my lord.
So you've caught up?
Not yet.
Mind your tongue, we'll have it out and throw the rest of you away, like a nightingale at a Roman
The
feast.
very words out of my mouth.
You would be lost for words,
You'd be tongue-tied.
like a mute in a monologue.
Like a nightingale at a Roman feast.
Your diction will go to pieces,
Your lines will be cut.
to dumb shows.
And dramatic poses.
You'll never find your tongue.
Lick your lips.
Taste your tears.
To breakfast.
You won't know the difference.
There won't be any.
So, you've caught up.
So you've got
Not yet, sirs. You left us.
Ah, yes, I forgot. You performed a dramatic spectacle on the way, didn't you? So sorry we had to miss it.
You can't look each other in the face. You don't understand the humiliation of it. To be tricked on the very assumption that makes your existence fine. That somebody will be watching! The plot was 2 corpses gone before we caught sight of ourselves. Stripped naked, in the middle of nowhere, and pouring ourselves down a bottomless well!
Is that 38?
There we were, mincing about in clothes no one ever wore, speaking as no man ever spoke, swearing love in wigs and rhymed couplets, killing each other with wooden swords, hollow protestations of faith, hurled after empty promises of vengeance, and every gesture, every pose, vanishing into the thin, unpopulated air. We ransomed our dignity to the clouds, and the uncomprehending birds listen. Don't you see? We're actors! We're the opposite of people! Think in your heads now of the single most private, most secret thing you've ever done. Secure in the knowledge of its privacy. Are you thinking of it? Well, I saw you do it!
You never! It's a lie!
We're actors. We pledged our identities, secure in the conventions of our friends, that somebody will be watching. And then gradually, no one was. And we were caught, high and dry. It wasn't until the murderer's long soliloquy that we had a chance to look around. Frozen as we were in the profile, our eyes sought you out, first confidently, then hesitantly, and then desperately, as every patch of corner, every log, every turf in every direction proved uninhabited, and all the while the murderer's king addressed the horizon with weary, interminable guilt. Our heads began to move. Wary as lizards, the corpse of the unsullied Rosalinda peeped through his fingers. The mad king faltered, and even then, habit and a stubborn trust that our audience spied upon us from the bushes, forced our bodies to blunder onwards, long after they had emptied of meaning, until, like runaway carts, they dragged to a halt. No one came forward. No one shouted at us. Silence was unbreakable. It imposed itself upon us. It was obscene! We took off our crowns and our cloths of gold and moved, silent, on the road to Elsinore.
Brilliantly recreated. If these eyes could weep. A little strong on metaphor, mind you, but that's just personal preference. So you're here now, with a vengeance. That's figure of speech, isn't it? Well, let's say we've made up for it, for you may have no doubt who you have to thank for your performance at the court this evening.
You are the pressure to which we draw him onto, and by that I don't mean your usual filth. Don't treat royalty like normal people with perverted desires. They know nothing of that, and you know nothing of them to your mutual survival. So give him a good, clean show, suitable for all the family, or you can rest assured you'll be playing the tavern tonight,
Or the night after.
or not.
We already have an entry here. We always have had.
You've played for him before?
Oh, yes.
What's his name?
Classical.
Sauce?
What will you play?
The murder of Gonzaga.
Full of fine cadence and
Piracy
choruses.
from the Italian.
What is it about?
It's about a king and a queen.
Escapism, what else?
Blood.
Blood and rhetoric.
Yes, yes, yes.
Where are you going?
I come and go as I please.
You're evidently a man who knows his way around.
I've been here before.
We're still finding our feet.
I should worry about not losing my heads.
Do you speak from knowledge?
Present.
You've been here before.
And I know which way the wind is blowing.
Ha ha! Oh, clever! Operating on 2 levels, are we? I suppose it comes natural to you, being in the business, so to speak. In truth, we value your company, for want of any other. We've been so often left to our own devices. After a while, one welcomes the uncertainty of being left to someone else's.
Uncertainty is the normal state. You're nobody special.
But for God's sakes, what are we supposed to do?
Relax. Respond. You know we're here, at least.
We don't know what's going on. We don't know what to do. We don't know how to act.
Act natural. You can't question your situation at every turn.
We only know what we're told, and that's little enough. For all we know, it isn't even true.
For all anyone knows, nothing is. Truth is only that which is taken to be true. Everything is taken on trust. It's the currency of living. There may be nothing behind it, but it doesn't really make any difference so long as it is honoured. One actual assumption. What do you assume?
Well, Hamlet is not himself, outside audience.
He doesn't give much away.
Who does nowadays?
He's melancholy.
Melancholy.
Mad.
How is he mad?
How is he mad?
More morose than mad, perhaps.
Melancholy.
Moody.
He has moods.
Of moroseness.
Madness. And yet,
What?
for instance,
He speaks to himself, which might be a kind of madness,
if he didn't talk sense, which he does.
which suggests the opposite.
Of what?
I think I have it. A man talking sense to himself is no less mad than a man talking nonsense not to himself.
Or just as mad,
Or just as mad.
and he does both.
So there you are.
Stop running insane.
Why?
Ah. Why?
Exactly.
Exactly what?
Exactly why?
Exactly why what?
What?
The why?
What exactly?
Then why is he
I
mad?
don't know.
The old man thinks he's in love with his daughter.
Good God, we're out of a depth here.
He hasn't got a daughter. The old man thinks he's in love with his daughter.
The old man.
No. Hamlet. In love with the old man's daughter, the old man thinks.
Ha! It's beginning to make sense. A recruited passion.
Yes.
But nobody leaves this room! Without a very good reason.
Why not?
All this wandering about is getting too arbitrary by half. I'm rapidly losing my grip. From now on, reason will prevail.
I have lines to learn.
Pass.
Next!
What did you expect?
Something? Someone? Nothing?